Welcome to Daddy Issues.
All right, I'm going. Going. Oh, I'm in such a fucking good mood today.
You got every reason to be.
That's true.
Because all is good and wonderful in the world, except...
in the hood.
Not even in the hood, right?
No, the whole world, really? We're going to generalize to the world status? I mean, I don't think we've reached world peace yet. Aren't we overreaching a bit?
Totally.
I mean, great, but...
Check this shit out.
First, before we get started, let me introduce my lovely co-host.
Sorry.
This is Daddy Issues, and this is my lovely co-host, Lily Bongwater. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I can't not have you. I gotta have it all. Like, I want it all.
Worst co-host ever. I mean, technically...
Oh, no, you're not. You're my favorite. This is my bottom bitch, ladies and gentlemen. You can't have her. She's mine.
Yay, I'm somebody's bitch.
How many women have I heard say that? Probably only 2, but it was a great go that we had. So I'm all for hearing that anytime. Just anytime.
So how was your week been?
Oh, you beat me to it today. God damn it.
I'm all over this shit.
All right. You're really doing okay. The show that spanks you back is now becoming the co-host that spanks you back. 'Cause, like, she's like on it. My week was actually, it started the way it always starts, which is shit. And then it turned into something fucking phenomenal, which I'm really happy with. And you know what? I'm good. I'm fucking good.
That's awesome.
How about yours?
My week was great. I got a puppy.
You got a puppy?
I got a puppy, yes.
Oh my god, I'm rubbing off on you. Puppies all around. Puppies they're like beers, only more adorable.
Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute. And
what's him's name?
His name's Nugget. And when he's bigger, because he's going to be a big giant dog one day, I'm going to call him Nugs.
I was gonna call my dog Indica.
Oh, nice.
But if it was a girl, but it's a boy, so it didn't make sense. So
I mean,
Beldor.
So
my co-host, our co-host, is off the map today because he has to go to the vet because he's not feeling well. So he's chilling. Yeah, he's not feeling his best. So today is vet.
Poor baby.
He'll survive. But tell us about a Nugget. Tell me about the adorable four-legged puppy.
He's like a potato with legs. He's like a little ball of fluff. He looks kind of like a little bear cub almost. But he's awesome. He's so well behaved.
Is he?
But he is. He really is.
So he hasn't taken a shit in your bed or anything yet?
No. The only time he's gone in the house has been when we weren't quick enough to let him out. Because we are...
Said every owner ever.
Yeah. We are in the middle of massive snowstorms at the minute. So it's like, right, put shoes on, put coat on, pick up puppy, And
you're
so
like,
sometimes when you're tying your shoe, it's like... Yeah.
Sometimes they right when you're summing up your situation. You're literally like you've got the hand on the door handle and it's like, oh fuck, he already went.
Yeah, shit. Well, god damn it. But now he's brilliant. Eventually he'll be trained to be my PTSD support dog. But for right now, I can't actually even get him to sleep in his bed. So yeah.
Well, perhaps you might know somebody who can help you with that.
I think I might.
Maybe. Just maybe. So, dude, we have so much to get into today. I don't even know where we should start, really, because...
I totally know where we should start.
First of all, I want to tease something a little bit. We're about to have our first guest. It is not the daddy of the Daddy Issues show, but it's gonna be a great guest. I think a lot of people are gonna like this guest because he's equal parts controversial, sex appeal, and just like anything else. And
educational.
He really is. He's brilliant. So if you want to learn something or question your life existence, this is the guy. So he'll be joining us, and that'll air next week. So a little teaser there.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying?
Something to look forward to.
A little tasty taste.
Well, you said you didn't really know where to start this week.
Yeah.
And I've got just the thing.
You know where to start me off.
Right, I do.
I love it.
I do. You know how, like, school shootings have been happening?
Yeah.
Like every
our backyard.
day and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Constantly. Well, in Las Vegas, that wasn't good enough for this one bitch, right? This one bitch, to coin a phrase, first of all, I'm going to give credit for the phrase, this one bitch, to Patrick from the Scream Queens podcast. He used it to describe, he reviews horror movies, and he's hilarious. You should check that out. But he used it to describe in a horror movie where nothing would have happened if it wasn't for this one bitch. You know, this one bitch that did the fucked up thing. And now, you know, demons are rising and shit. But, so this one bitch in Las Vegas decided school shooting, bit boring. So she got picked up attempting a school axing.
Fuck you. No, she didn't.
Killing spree.
She showed up at an elementary school on Tuesday in North Las Vegas with a fucking axe.
Oh my god. See, I don't watch the news. That's why Bongwater knows this and I don't even know this, because I don't watch the news.
I don't watch the news either. I don't. The only way I find these things is because when I'm taking a shit, I sit on my phone and I just browse random weird articles and find shit. But she was trying to climb over the fence, and the cops.
Wait, so
she
didn't even know anybody there, or did she? Or does it? It doesn't fucking matter. Actually, never mind. Don't even answer that.
Yeah, no, she didn't. She just like the cops arrived. Picture you're a cop. Right.
No.
And somebody's like,
fuck this shit, I'm out.
Like, go to this school.
No, I will not. I will not even go down that road with you. Also, if you're a cop and you like the show, thank you. Thank you for your service. I can't do your job, but congratulations for being able to not be me.
Well,
you're really going places.
they pull up, right? And she's attempting to climb the fence. So she's up on the fence with a fucking axe, trying to get into this elementary school.
Dude, what a psychopath.
Kill-tastrophe.
For real, like, straight crazy. And what's even better is this bitch's mugshot. Holy shit. If meth had a face.
The shades of meth.
For real.
You ever see I'm sure you have at some point been to like an art gallery or something and seen photos on the walls?
Yeah.
It's like the many faces of meth. It's like people falling into trash cans and like eating their own skin and fucking looking for pennies underneath garbage cans and like really dark alleys.
I am going to link this to you so that you can see this woman.
I need to. I need to see her. I feel like I already would hate her, but.
She's clearly, you know, the cream of the crop when it comes to the genetic pool. But she, I'll also post this article on the Facebook group so you guys can see this bitch. Jesus Christ, man.
Dude. Speaking of bitches. I'm not going on a full-on bitch rant. I'm really not going to. Okay? I'm not. But. Well, maybe I am. I was like, all right, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. All right, let me just talk about. We've talked about the Damaged Goods Network a lot. And recently, Mark Zuckerberg has been really on my shit list. And I'm calling him a bitch for a reason, because I can't conceive a world where that man does not have a vagina. So, he may delete me for saying this, but it's like,
You're about to lose your account, girl.
Well, that's actually what's leading me to this story. So, Mark Zuckerberg caused my first heart attack of the week. And perhaps of the month, he decided to take our favorite show, Damaged Goods the show, and fucking just cut that shit off. And I was like, no. No. So, first of all, if you're listening and you haven't heard this, we've plugged it a few times, but I really don't see what's holding you back at this point. You should be listening to this show. You should be subscribed. You should be commenting in the groups. We both have groups, in fact. They have one and we have one. So if you aren't checking our show notes, you're really I'm questioning your laziness. See, I'm ranting. People are going to hate me.
And you were in such a good mood earlier.
I am still in a fantastic mood. I promise you I am, for a lot of good reasons. But
I wish I could pass this to you through the screen. Be like, here, this will make you feel better.
Wait, look. It's like, look. Do you see my cup?
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
I'm holding, for those of you who can't see me right now, my darling co-host and I like to see each other when we record because, we're visual like that. And I have a mug with it's a Darth Vader face, which is pretty epic. I mean, the perfect form of Darth Vader. And to really make it classy, I got my tea bag thingy, which is a butterfly, which really fucks with my vibe, but I mean, it's the perfect size cup. It's giant. Anyway, go on.
It reminds me, it's so much like the original, Darth Vader mugs from the 80s. Like the big
that's why I picked
ones
it.
That used to
yeah,
get.
That's what I like about
fantastic.
it. I like I want to be weightlifting this coffee.
I want to be able to drink my coffee, but also if I need to, smash someone's face in with it.
Fun story. That's exactly what I've done. I had a pretty dense cup like that. No, I'm telling you. This is the only story like this I have because I'm not really an aggressive person at all, but I'll tell you what. So, for anyone who is thinking about carjacking somebody this weekend, you are a fucking asshole and you need to go straight to hell. I've had it done to me. Happened my first month in my new place, my first month in my new place. I was driving back home, and it was pouring rain. Buckets of rain. We're talking so much fucking rain that it was like a torrential downpour. Like, you started wondering if it was the apocalypse. Like, you're like, all right, when are the exactly, like, when are the fucking pigs gonna fly, and when is the fucking meteor coming? Like, when's Will Smith gonna show up? What's happening?
With an American flag behind him.
The water, okay, from my car door, if I had opened my car door in traffic, it would have opened into the water. It was that much. There was that much water on the ground and no drainage. So anyway, I'm at a stoplight and I notice, off to the right, but also behind me, off back right, I guess, God, this is
the grassy knoll area.
Fuck you. This is think check your 4 instead of check your 3 or 6. It's right over there. So I happen to notice him, and he's approaching, and I'm like, no big deal. My car doors are locked, whatever, right? Well, they were, except somebody had just exited my car. And so in the front door, and I hadn't turned the car off and on, which would have normally relocked the car doors and all that. But the person just exited the car while I was still in drive, so it didn't relock the car. Long story short, and unexpected, old boy tries the back seat door, and it's still locked because the person didn't exit from that door, but then tries the front door, gets in the car, and I've got my handy-dandy big-ass bitch mug, and I was like, wrong fucking car, and I just fucking, because I was at first in shock, but then, and he didn't pull a gun, but it was weird, I could just tell he had one, and I'll explain how I ended up finding out for sure that was true later. But at the time, I didn't have proof that he had a weapon, but I could just feel it. And then he told me to drive, which I was like, first of all, location B is always worse than location A. So I was thinking my way out of it because I was unarmed. Never again. I was unarmed, and there was like, he was quite a bit bigger than me, but I'm not particularly large for, a person.
No, you're tiny.
Yeah,
you're
so
tiny.
so like it doesn't take much to physically overpower me. And so he like grabbed my arm and then I couldn't like just like clock him again. So then I'm thinking, all right, my car's at the front. And then this other person who could barely see us through the rain because it was so pouring so madly was like leaning on their horn because they could tell that I was being carjacked. And they were getting on their phone, like calling the police or whatever. So anyway, this whole dramatic thing is happening. I decide that as soon as I feel like there's any sort of opportunity, I'm just going to gun it. And if I got like, I felt like if I crashed the car, I'd still be alive and the police were coming. And because the driver usually survives and he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. He just wanted me to drive. So for me, all of this looked good. And I knew there was a fire station like almost adjacent to where this was happening. Well, it turned out that I wasn't the only person he attacked. I actually was able to kick him out of the car. Like, I was able to get him out because he never fully closed the door either. I forgot to mention that. He never fully closed the door, so I basically, like, shoved him out and drove, which the inertia of the car fully kicked him out of it, too. And then a couple of days later, my mom calls me, because I had already told her the story, and she calls me and tells me that I need to go look on the news. I'm like, this is weird. So it turns out that they captured the guy that met my exact description, that the police didn't believe my story a week earlier in the exact same fucking area, doing the exact same fucking thing. And it turns out he had done it 4 other times. And while it was airing, they were having people call in. He has a thing for German cars and small women. And he was armed because they did actually apprehend him and he's in prison probably by now, but at the time probably in jail. They arrested him, and when they arrested him, he had 2 unregistered guns. Yeah.
So they just like, that's not true.
Well,
I doubt they were really carjacked, and it's like, oh, actually.
Well, the thing is like, I'm sure it sounded far-fetched, like the way I pitched it, because I was beside myself. I had never in my life thought I would be carjacked, so it was like, and I guess I wasn't, because he didn't actually take me away. He didn't get away with it, but that's what was happening. Like, that's what he was trying to do. And basically what happened is the woman who he last carjacked, this is what led to his arrest, crashed the car by accident, and he was stuck in it. And she beat the shit out of him. I was like, oh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She's like stuck in there and she's just like taking her shoe off and just fucking going.
They asked me if I would testify and I agreed. But they didn't need my testimony after all because so many people came forward. And I was like, well, I do have PTSD. If you could just keep me out of this, that'd be fine.
Yeah. I wouldn't be annoyed.
So, that's why Shade is so fucking shady, ladies and gentlemen. I don't trust any of you motherfuckers. If you're in my circle, welcome. I'm happy you're here. If you're not, I'm glad you're listening. So, tell me something awesome. Tell me something not awesome, actually. We should probably get right into fuck that guy, which I think, again, this week is fuck that bitch.
Fuck you!
It is fuck that bitch.
Tell me the things.
All right. So there is this streamer,
like
called
the party equipment. Wait, no, wait, hold on. Like the party, like apparatus you hang for children's birthday parties. The streamer. What the fuck is that?
No.
Like I'm thinking whimsical, twisty things.
No, she streams. She has a streaming channel on Twitch, or she streams on Twitch.
The fuck is Twitch? God, I'm so out of it. Why am I not cool?
Twitch is like a website where people can just stream whatever they want. There's a lot of people that stream video games and like they live stream themselves just like talking, and there'll be a little sort of chat room next to it where the users can interact with the people that are streaming.
So it's kind of like Facebook Live, but private-ish?
Oh, gosh.
Or it's just a free-for-all where people are like a chat room and she's on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So they can interact with each other and shit.
I'm with you.
So it's basically it's a streaming site where you can just stream, and her name is God. What is it? Simone. Simone.
Simone Samoa.
Okay, so it's a streamer on Twitch named Simone Scott, and she used to work at a veterinary office. She wasn't a vet. She's in school to be a vet tech, but at the time she was just sort of an assistant. And they were doing this sort of fundraising thing where it was her and two other streamers, and they were all being interviewed, online.
Okay.
And they had people interacting, and they asked, what's the worst thing you've ever done? Fuck.
She's
on
like
purpose
the Black
and
Widow
stuff.
for dogs. What a
She is.
asshole. Oh my god.
And she's like, well, they weren't very good people.
What about you, Aqua? What's the worst thing that you've ever done to somebody? Cam up in the tiny chat, by the way, when you're in.
Well, I used to work as a veterinary technician, so I once killed someone's dog on purpose, and I
glow on purpose?
Yeah, but no one knew because
Oh my
professional. But
oh no! My God, that's really bad. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't say that. Just say it was an accident. That is.
It was an accident.
Oh my God, Skojin, thank you for the $4.20 donation. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Goodness.
Okay, we're not gonna. I don't really want to know, but like, wait, was it?
I mean, it was a really bad person. So
what? I know, but like Jesus, like what? Like what? But the dog, the poor dog. Like, come on.
The dog was pretty shitty too.
What? Like, how old was the dog?
I don't know, like average age, four or so.
Oh my God! That poor dog. Don't even say. No.
Oh my goodness!
No.
Aqua!
Why'd you tell me that?
What did she do?
Why'd you tell me that?
Let's just move past.
All right,
this.
we're gonna move on. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't say that. I'm gonna pretend that you were joking, right? You were joking. Okay. Okay.
A real good joke.
Do you regret it?
I mean, shitty dog, shitty person.
Okay. All right. We're moving on.
And the dog, it wasn't a very good dog anyway. So they were like, what the fuck? They were like, do you regret it? And she's like, well, no. I mean, bad dogs should be put down. And it's just like, oh my fucking God. So, obviously, fuck this bitch, but...
Fuck that bitch. Dude, why are people so disturbed? Honestly, okay, do you know that here... I don't know, you have to tell me if this is a thing out in the UK, which you're about to not be part of. But is it a thing that... It's now a thing here, that if you abuse an animal, it's a felony. Like, you're put on a list. Like a baby, like a baby 200, 500 school list only for dogs. You can't have them. You can't possess. You can't be. I think you can be around them probably because of that being unrealistic. But I don't think you're allowed to have them or adopt them or whatever.
Yeah, they do. They ban people from owning them and shit like that.
No, well that's good. That restores my faith in humanity a little bit. But seriously, what is wrong with her? And so like. At what point did she stop? Because obviously she has no remorse. So how I'm sure it crossed whoever she works with mine that maybe she hasn't even stopped this because it just crossed mine a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, at the minute, I don't think she's working anywhere. She goes to university or whatever to become a vet. But what's happened is that this video...
Somebody's going to cut her clitoris off for this.
Oh, yeah. They've posted it to Reddit.
Oh, she's fucked then. Reddit is they're like a pack of animals. Seriously. I don't even post things on Reddit. I never got on Reddit because Reddit is just a pack of dogs. Shout out to Reddit. If you guys like this show, welcome.
Well, so I was reading the thread and everything, and like... Several Reddit users have been in touch with her professor, with her university, with like all these veterinarian services in San Francisco, because obviously they found her location,
right?
And they've been in touch with everyone. This girl is fucked. She's
well. That goes back to what I said before. If you don't want to Stand by your post. Seriously, fuckers, like, when you put something out, like, I'm putting this out, and I am doing it with the full knowledge that if I had a real job and a real career, I'd be fucked. Like, that said, I really, honestly, when I had a professional life, this wasn't something I could put out there with really anyone that wasn't in a very private circle, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I'm doing it now with the full knowledge that, no, this shit could bite me in the ass any day of the week. But it's like, yeah, okay, you know? I fully know that not everybody, and I mean, I hope that people love our show, and so far, we're getting downloads, and I'm super excited about that. We got way more downloads than I expected.
Really?
Yes, as an initial start, and we had a nice firm push and spank from Damaged Goods because they posted our stuff, so that was a great thing for us. But you know, all that said, I feel like it's, God, I fucking lost myself in that one comment. We're talking about only 2 apps even knew that we had an RSS feed. So that's why that's impressive, because we're not even on iTunes. We ended up on iTunes last night, and their analytics won't come through here. So that's all stuff that I'm working on today. So by this time, I don't know, Saturday, I can assure you, between promotion and everything else, we're gonna have quite a jump. Because now we're finally on all the places. We've applied for a bunch of different places, but we've been approved for TuneIn, we've been approved for iTunes, we're on Google Play, and Podcast Keeper is actually our host. So, yeah, so we're coming around. We've applied to Spotify, and we will be applying to Laughable.
Yay!
So we're moving
so
up in the world. Yep. It's alive and it's growing.
Yes.
And I fucking am ready. I'm ready. Yep, I have a nomination. And I'm going to open by saying, in the interest of promoting this network and our show, really both shows, but our show, I thought it would be a good idea to, start reaching out. And when I see some, epic product that I think might be a good fit for our show to advertise with us, then I was like, hey, if you're ever interested, send them my information. Not really thinking I'd get a response, right? So this is what happened. So over the weekend, Shade got some epic shades with a lifetime warranty. But here's the thing, you're never gonna fucking know where I bought them from because of the fucking owner. Because what started as a very beautiful business relationship has violently taken a shove into fuck that guy. So I'm very proactive. Bongwater knows this about me. I'm very proactive when it comes to business. I like to get my shit done, and I like to be thorough, and so I'm very professional, we'll say.
Yeah, she's my grown-up.
And
I call her when I need an adult.
Yeah, I adult for both of us. So he heard about me from an employee, okay, who I told that, if you like the idea of advertising on my show, then let me know, and we can talk. Well, the owner contacted me after that, and we were talking back and forth. Okay, well, I'd really like to meet and talk to you. I was like, okay. So it was starting to sound like it was going in the right direction, is what I'm hedging at. And I threw out a number, and he still wanted to meet. Like, when I say a number, and he already has a link to the show, so I'm glad that he's gonna know that I'm talking about him, and how vile I find him. Okay. So this is what happened. So I gave him my information. I agreed to meet him it was supposed to be lunch, but it was like a late lunch kind of thing. And he said if it went well, that he would have me meet for a lunch with his business partner at another time, like a later time. I was like, well, I've done business deals a lot. That's not uncommon. It's very rare that you start by getting them both in the room at the same time. And usually you have one to screen, like one to wash and one to wear. Like, so I say all of this because I didn't get any sort of like warning bells, I guess, is the reason I'm outlining it that way. Okay. So fast forward to, where we are, and I'm not going to out this restaurant because I actually quite like the restaurant.
Well, it sounds like the restaurant staff was
They were actually great. They were great.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. And, but I don't know if they want to be associated with our show. So I'm just going to leave them out of it. But,
probably best.
I do know, I told the woman that I have a show and this was a business lunch. And she's like, can I be on the show? So she might be. So you might get to hear about how I met this lovely woman. But
oh my gosh, bring her on as a guest.
Yeah. I told her about it. She was very excited. So I say all of this because, oh yeah, you did. The axe thing. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So you can see her face.
Did we talk about that on air? Okay. See,
face of
I'm gonna have to cut a lot of shit out. I'm gonna be editing, like hella editing, because I didn't even realize that we already talked about that. Brought to you by Jack Herrera. Okay, so, fuck. Oh, so like I said, no warning bells. I thought everything was fine. I had told someone where I was going. And where, aside from a family member, I told someone else where I was going, how long I was going to be there, yada, yada, yada. So that I was, in my way, covering my ass. So I sit down, and he starts normally, I guess, but immediately I get that vibe that you would get from, like,
the creepy neighbor from Family Guy?
Think the guy that should be on the kiddie porn list. Like that feeling. Like icky and just like gross. I didn't like it. Immediately I didn't get a good feeling.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be professional, and so I'm dismissive of it. We are in a very public environment. It's not like he can fucking kill me. So I am sitting there, and he pretends to drop something, and then he's like smelling up my leg.
Bitch, I hope the fuck you do. You'll be a dead son of a bitch, I tell you that.
But he doesn't start that way. Yes, he doesn't actually start that way. I should have warmed you up like he did. So he opens with, "Oh, wow, you're gorgeous. I didn't expect that." I was like, "Thanks." And then he was like, "So where did you come from, heaven?" And I was like, "Oh, you're one of those." And I was like, no. I was like, so let's talk business. Because originally I pitched him $20,000 and he was like, well, that sounds reasonable per quarter. Which would have been 80 grand a year.
Yeah.
Think about that. So I should have found that shady.
Dude.
I should have found that shady.
Yeah.
But I'm really good in business, and I've sealed deals like that before. So,
yeah.
But I usually have met the person at least once before that we talk numbers. Typically. Now with one of my businesses, I could book someone for up to like $7,000 without ever fucking seeing their face, and they were fine with it. But there is a number where people start being like, I need to see your eyes. So.
Yeah.
I just thought it was one of those things. So. Then he starts showing me, he's like, well, are you married? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, me too. These are my kids. And then he shows me his daughters. And he's like, yeah, this one's particularly attractive. And I was like, what? I didn't say that. But I was like, what? Who fucking says that?
That's fucking gross, dude.
It is gross. And then he was like, yeah.
Are you sure this wasn't Donald Trump?
I said that in the back of my mind. That's exactly what I was thinking. But it gets worse. So then it gets worse. So he says to me, well, if I were a younger man, not if I weren't her father, not if she were unattractive, just if I were a younger guy. And I was just disgusted. Like at that point, I felt like I needed to douse myself in bleach.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. The server could see me getting visibly upset, but she couldn't tell why. And so when she came over the table, I could tell that she was fucking, it's like the Yaya bitchterhood.
Yes.
Because she seriously fucking zoomed over that table. She was like, Miss Clavel, like, something is not right. And in she came, and she was like, do you need anything? I was like, actually, no, but could you show me to the restroom? I was like, I get lost so easily, and this is a really big restaurant. And I was like, I get distracted and shiny things, you know. And she's like, oh, honey, let me just walk you there. And she, like, took me by the hand and walked me back. And as we're walking back, she's like, oh, my God, it's really bad, isn't it? I was like, you have no idea. And so I didn't even have to really give her a whole story.
Yeah.
She knew what was up.
Women can tell, man. We've all gone through that shit.
Yep. Yeah, we have. And she became my only phone a friend.
Yeah.
And
shout out to you, waitress lady. That's awesome.
Oh goodness. Hold on.
Do you want me to snap?
Yeah, snap. What the fuck was I talking about?
Yeah, sister bitchhood, man. Waitress.
Yes.
I just did a shout out to waitress.
No, she had your girl. No, for real, she had your girl because I was like, it's so bad. I said, he's creepy. I said, he's talking about how his daughters are attractive and
so
it's made
fucked
me
up.
super fucking uncomfortable. And she was like, oh my God, he sounds like Trump. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and we're already in that shit show. Do you think I need more of that? And she's like, right? I certainly don't. So she got me out of there, basically. She was like, oh, your car alarm's going off. And because I came up with the phone call idea, she's like, no, that's too obvious. She's like, guys know now. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, what do I do? And she's like, oh, honey, I've got you covered. She's like, go sit down. And I sit down. And he starts, that's when the leg sniffing happened. He was like, oh, I could just, it's like, this is what he said. He was like, it's like, I could taste the air you were in or something like that.
The air you were in?
What?
That's so fucking creepy and weird. You should have drop kicked him in the face.
I was like, no, I had a really violent reaction, which I won't repeat, but I'm just saying, like, it gets worse. Don't meet for business lunches when you look. You know, I also found it strange that he was like, he says this is going to be business attire. So I was like, business attire? All right. So I wore something attractive that was suitable that I would have worn to like an office.
Yeah. Back
in the day. Well, maybe not an office, but like a business lunch.
Yeah, like. Not a business lunch at a strip club, though. Like a actual
yeah, exactly. Like, not the buffet with the boys at the strip club. We're talking, like, an actual lunch that you're supposed to be at. But, yeah. Ugh. Dude, creeper. So I got the fuck out of there, and then I called my phone a friend, and everything was well. But I was seriously, like... It gave me the kind of feeling that makes me not want to leave the house ever.
Yeah.
And it also gave me the feeling that I get when I'm, like, anybody who's listening has had this happen at least once in their lives, unless you're a complete socio-psychopath.
So many people are just, like, finding things out about themselves right now.
I'm diagnosing all of you fuckers right now.
It's like, Shade. Oh, shit.
Dr. Shade. You're welcome. Yeah. I've got my DO. I dropped out of giving a shit. What was I? See, this keeps happening. My brain is in so many places, and I'm heartfully distracted right now.
It was... Fuck that guy.
Oh, yeah, fuck him. Dude, he was so creepy. And then he like called me as like after I left, and he was like, I liked watching you leave. And I was like, block. I couldn't even repeat half of the shit that he just was that I couldn't stand.
Dude.
So if you're the president of the sunglass company that I just met with yesterday, Fuck you. Fuck you, you sick bastard. I find no comfort in being in your presence. If I could have, I would have hit you with my purse on the way out. But it would have probably caused me an assault charge, and you definitely have a way nicer car, which means you have a more expensive lawyer, which means you probably would have won. But now that we're going into a media company, your days are numbered, motherfucker. I'm coming for you.
Try me, bitch.
Do not ever fucking touch me again. Get your hand off my leg and your nose off of my legs. Like, you don't belong there. Go away.
That's so fucking weird. Who smells someone's leg?
Like, he was like, he acted like he dropped something. Like, he actually was so committed, he dropped his phone, which had a phone case, but still. He dropped his phone, and he was like, oh no. And I went to reach for it. He's like, oh no, I got it. And I was like, okay. He's being a gentleman. And no, he wasn't. He was trying to be handsy man.
Yeah.
Like, get your fucking mitts off me, you piece of shit.
Well, see, those are the guys that fucking will later on go online or talk to their friends and be like, feminism's ruining
men going their own way. He was going his own way. He's for sure gonna stay his own way.
He fucking needs to go his own way.
Yeah, he does.
Off.
Yeah, he does. He for sure, yes, exactly. Yeah, I have no tolerance for people who cross lines. If I have, there are certain protocols that you do not cross, especially in a business environment, unless both parties are willing. So it's like, you don't shit where you eat. Don't fuck with me. Do not touch me. I have not asked you to touch me. If I want you to touch me, you'll be very well aware. Do not make any sort of advance. Hard limit. Hard limit. Fuck off. I don't like my space being violated. I protect my space. And I really don't, it's like I've said, I keep my circle small. I like it that way. Keep all these assholes out of my world, dicks.
Yeah, they can just fuck off to an island and die in a horrible fire.
Man, you just love fires. Last time we talked, it was the tire fire.
Dude, they're so pretty.
They're so pretty. The colors.
The glow on the horizon. It's just breathtaking.
I think we need to get into Apocalypse Watch.
This is the end.
The time is slipping inexorably away.
The world is coming to an end.
It is coming to an end rapidly, faster than we want. Really, I'm fine with it coming to an end as long as I accomplish a few things before I leave this earth.
Accomplishments. That sounds like way too much effort.
You're like calendar with no numbers, no days, no numbers. I'm a fucking island.
Right, so this week's Apocalypse Watch.
Yes, ma'am.
The U.S. has opened up talks with Saudi Arabia.
This is a great idea.
Yeah, yes, it's fantastic. So they've entered into nuclear talks with Saudi Arabia. They want to start a civilian nuclear energy program without restrictions on uranium enrichment and reprocessing. And, it's fucking Saudi Arabia. And the whole thing is they're bitching about Iran. They're like, well, if Iran can do it, then I don't see why we shouldn't get to do it. And it's like, you petulant fucking 2-year-old of a country. Just because Iran gets to do it doesn't mean that you get to do it. Because Saudi Arabia, that royal family is so fucking batshit crazy. They would have, they're so fucking batshit crazy, but they're also so insanely fucking wealthy. They could easily build an underground fucking city and
they probably have
all
one.
of us.
Yeah, they probably have like a whole fucking plan. They're just gonna be like,
they They give no fucks.
Just like,
at all.
just do. There's like a teenager at home that's gonna be like, I'm gonna press the button today if you guys don't stop bitching at me. I'm gonna make this all end. Shut up. Stop it.
They truly, I mean, it's seriously. So, and Trump is like, well, yeah, man. I mean, if Iran gets to have them, then I don't see why Saudi Arabia doesn't, because to Donald Trump, Saudi Arabia is amongst his closest allies. And for those of you that don't know, Saudi Arabia also owns 1/3 of the United States economy.
Yep.
1/3.
Yep.
So, really,
So don't even worry about Russia, guys. Russia's not even as big of a problem as this. This is a bigger problem. They've got more money than we've got.
Absolutely.
By a lot. It's not even, we're not even in the running.
Yeah, they could cause serious economic damage in the United States if they wanted to.
This one guy was like, they're just a bunch of, people are so ignorant. They're like, they're just a bunch of towel heads just running around in the sand. I was like, you're idiots. You're so fucking stupid.
And
you don't understand you know what it is? Their level of commitment to a cause. That's what it is. So you have to be really fucking careful what you do with those guys.
Well, and they are the wealthiest family in the world.
Right.
One of them.
Yeah. Yeah. A powerhouse.
Yeah, and you want to talk about, all they do is drive around all crazy and act crazy and shoot guns everywhere. Do you know why they can afford to do that instead of having jobs? Because they have all of America's money. Them in China, So what's going to happen is Donald Trump is going to let them. Saudi Arabia is going to get butthurt about something at some point and just bomb the shit out of Iran.
I mean, to be fair, we have that in common with Saudi Arabia. We're always getting butthurt over here for, like, any reason at all.
Oh, yeah. Or they might bomb Israel. Depends on what day you catch them on. So...
Shit.
I mean...
so fucked up.
It's so fucked up, but it's true.
May the winds be never in your favor. Like,
right?
Fuck.
So, if any of you, like me, are thinking about, I'm just a bit sick of all this shit, I highly recommend a double-decker bus as an option. I'll be posting my conversion pictures when we can do that one day, when we have more than £2.50 to our name. A bunker could work, but getting the planning permission to build an underground bunker is a pain in the ass. I mean, if the ground is too below sea level, it's too wet, it's too hard, if it's got too much clay in it, I mean, fucking hell.
Dude, and I have a really good friend, and we spend a great deal of time together, and the other day we were doing the mom thing, and she goes, yeah, so I just got a call from my mom. She said the richest thing that's ever come out of her mouth to me, and it reminded me of, like, people in Dubai and people in, like, just the rich, the powerhouses, like we were just talking about. And she was like, yeah, my mom is in Luxor, Egypt, and she's on the most expensive yacht that exists. And I was like, in Egypt? And she's like, I think in the world, actually. She's like, but I'm not entirely sure. She's like, I'll put it this way. I couldn't see the end of the yacht, and it's not a ship. And I was like, wow. It's one of those, like, super yachts and whatever. I was like, that is the richest thing you've ever said to me. She's like, man, I wish I was saying it about me, though. I always tell her, I was like, yeah, for what it's worth, I'll, that's not my life either, so you're in good company.
Yeah. Man, I would never even want that kind of, like, that level of wealth. Fucking super yacht wealth. I mean... I wouldn't even, and it sucks too, because all I can think, like, if I had the money to buy a big giant mansion or a super yacht, I wouldn't do it because I don't want to have to clean that big of a thing.
I don't think they clean it, honey. I think they have people to do that for them, honey.
No, I know they do. Like, if it were me, like, I'd be like, oh, just hire housekeepers and maids and shit, and I would hire them, and then I'd end up just, like, smoking weed with them all day, and, like,
yeah, they wouldn't get anything done. You'd be just, like, chilling together.
Yeah. I'm like, no, don't put that down. Don't worry about it. I got it. It's fine.
Meanwhile,
Don't worry
there's
about
like
it.
piles of shit all over your house or all over your ship, and you're just like, just wheel it around, Jeeves. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
We can
all
use
good.
it for burning trash, and we can have our own little pyre later. It'll be great.
Why is it that when you become a multimillionaire, you get a really shitty British accent?
I did that for you, didn't I? I did Lifestyles of the Rich and
fantastic.
Famous, only I suck at it. I have a horrible British accent. Anyone can make fun of me for it.
Anybody that's not British has a horrible British accent, really. I mean, but you know what? Don't feel bad about it, because if you come here and they try to do an American accent, it's fucking hilarious. Wait, I have a British person next to me. Do an American accent. Oh, he's just nodding. He's like, no.
No,
Go
Ben,
on.
you're being summoned.
Go on. Do it. Fine.
Ah, Ben. You're letting us down. No, Ben.
If only...
No.
Bad Ben.
Bad Ben. Bad Ben. I heard it. I heard the Ben.
Oh, God.
So
yeah,
Ben is
yeah.
like, we have like extra co-hosts just like lying around at the ready that don't even want to be co-hosts, but they're like
what
against
if
their
one
will. We're co-host raping them. It's like, just shh and talk.
Oh, God.
All right, so Apocalypse
So
Watch?
the world is over.
Yeah, the world is over. That's why we have to talk about this. How bad is it going to get today?
Today? Well, the talks don't happen yet, so I think we're all right today. But, like, you know.
How long is it All right, give me the Apocalypse Watch here, because I need to know how bad it's going to get, and you're the only one I can ever trust, because you're the one who actually does the research. Because for reasons, to quote the fucking guy sucking down Coors Light last episode. Seriously, if you haven't listened to all of our episodes, this is probably seeming completely random, all of this to you, but it won't be if you're actually subscribed to the show, so do that now, please. I'm ordering you to please just move your mouse to the subscribe button so you can hear our voices all the time. The content will continue to rise.
Oh, yes. But yeah, we're going to die in a fiery nuclear explosion. Realistically, if they don't give Saudi Arabia what they want, then they're going to lose billions of dollars in contracts for U.S. companies. And we know they're not going to do that. So this is pretty much a done deal. It's like the only reason they're having talks is to make it look like it's a moral dilemma. But we all know they don't give a shit. You know. So, yeah. It'll start with them bombing either Iran or Israel. I think.
Jesus, you're like, I don't have calendars, but I do have a storyboard about how this is about to go down.
Who needs a calendar when you have the apocalypse?
I mean, truth.
We then run the risk of a counterstrike by, surprisingly, India, because they have certain treaties with Iran and I believe with Israel as well, and they fucking hate Pakistan, so they're gonna be up Israel's ass regardless.
They hate Pakistan.
They do. India, man. It's like, why? What is your problem? I mean, I'm sure there's a massive... Okay, political science majors, you do not need to email me and explain the intricacies of the India and Pakistan relationship.
You already know they're, like, firing up their laptops right now. Like, God damn her!
I swear to you, after this show, I'm going to look into it. I will learn all about it, and I'll give you a full report next time I talk to you or something.
Or something.
Or on an episode, like, you know, if I remember. I will do it, though. But, yeah, so, obviously, the U.S. will jump in, Russia will jump in, China will jump in. China will probably jump in quicker than Russia, really, but Russia, you know, sometimes they just seem like they're just waiting for an excuse. So, they might get in there quicker than China. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that plays out. But we won't be able to see how that plays out because we will all be dying a horrible death due to radiation poisoning.
Jesus. Radiation? Okay, but what about the slutty STD monkeys? Who do you think is going to beat us to the cause? Or do you think it's going to be like, there's going to be an asymptomatic carrier of a virus that just like fucking travels like the Z virus?
It could be, and it could also cause that sort of rabid human side effect, which in the beginning stages, before you get to the flesh-eating part, causes over-aggression.
The flesh-eating part. You say that so casually. Like, once you get there, it's actually all uphill. Slash downhill if you're... If it's downhill if you're human, it's uphill if you're not.
Well, I mean, like if before it gets to that stage, people tend to get aggressive and make impulsive, rage-filled decisions. Mm-hmm. So that could the virus.
All of my impulsive decisions are rage-filled.
Exactly. So a virus like that could cause the nukes to be launched in the first place. This could be just groundwork setting the stage for everyone having them that doesn't have them right now.
So, and this is, I feel like, a sign of the apocalypse. It's not on the same scale, but it's just people that are getting like their bug out bags ready and all that shit. So hold on one second. So basically there is this town, and I'm going to have to find it. It's a western town, okay? And said western town is like super rural community, right? Like old fucking school. To the point where it's like they ride horses everywhere. They have a general store and like a couple other things. There's not shit else for like 3 or 6 hours. It's insane. And they live and work the way you would, and you have to see Westworld. God damn it. Like you would have back then, and only they're not. And it's really, I don't know. It's just fucking cool, dude.
It's like a historical reenactment town, but
only they live that way.
Yeah. I think that's what's needed. I think almost like our society and technology has outgrown us. Like we're not built for it. We did a lot better with smaller communities, but it's not like you can just start sectioning off cities. I mean, I guess you could, but the way that things are now, it's like too late to save us. There's nothing we could come in with at this point that would fix the amount of shit that is wrong in our society right now. It just isn't possible. Best case scenario, just LSD in the water supply. Just drug everyone, and maybe people will get some fucking perspective.
I don't think perspective is high up on the list here. I mean, let's face it. I did have something for Apocalypse Memory Loss issues, and I'm fucking distracted as shit. But long story short, landfills. They're important, right, guys? Yes?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. I feel like I'm hearing a crowd roar on that one. So, Florida doesn't think so. Florida says that we don't need no stinking landfills.
God fucking damn it, Florida.
Man, we got 'em down in Florida. We welcome you to the Sunshine State. A Category 5 hurricane couldn't spoil the day in Florida.
Florida. Because why not?
Fucking Florida. What is wrong? Well, we know what's wrong, don't we? But we can talk about that later.
Yeah, we know. They're like, well, first of all, we're sinking. So I think the worst. They actually think, this is a theory that some idiot has, that if we stop using landfills, we'll stop weighing down the peninsula that is Florida, because it's sinking every year, right? So, like, maybe we can slow the process if we ship out or find, like, some way to dispose of the trash. And I was like, yeah, that's what the landfill's for. And they're like, so in my mind, I'm thinking it's going to be, like, exposing a secret agency, and they're, like, burning everything in the bag. They're like, torch it all! Except the thing is that you can't torch every kind of garbage that exists. You can't do it, you shouldn't do it, and it sounds like Florida is voting on doing it. I can't believe it's gotten this far. It's at a vote, Bondwater. It's at a vote. People are voting on this now.
So fucking stupid. Alright. There are landfills. Alright. People think landfills are just like they take all your trash and they just dump it in a fucking pile and there it sits. No. They dump it in a pile and then they bury it over and cover it over with the ground. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So it's buried.
It's layered shit. Yep.
Yeah. And as the garbage decomposes, it creates methane, which is then used to create electricity. Okay? You talk about alternative power and solar and shit like that. Fucking landfills, man. Like, you know. And people also, I noticed, think that it's a way bigger thing than it actually is. The amount of landfills that you would need to take care of the waste for the entirety of the United States would be the size of, like, Kansas. That's for the whole country.
Speaking of, one of the ideas, which they haven't even thought this through, they're putting it to a vote of whether or not we should keep trash in Florida. And I was like, guys,
what the fuck else are they going to do with it?
Wait. So the vote, I feel like it should have a tagline. Should we keep the trash in Florida? No. First of all, yes, we should, because where the hell else are we going to put it? And then I thought this could work. Because, isn't, first of all, Florabama a place? Because that sounds like a shithole.
Florabama, is it?
I think it is. Let's Google it right now. I'm doing it. Pretty sure it is.
Florabama. God damn, can you imagine the trailer parks in that place?
Oh, it is. It fucking is.
Is it really? So it's just, is it like a town that's on the border?
Okay, it's not an actual town. It was a show.
Oh.
But it's on the Florida Bama line. So gay to say that. Anyway, I don't think anybody in Alabama would notice if we just started dumping our trash there. I don't even think we would have to tell them. I think that, or even Louisiana, most parts of Louisiana, you could just, and no one would know. Their ecosystem, they've completely fucked sideways, so I don't think they'd even know.
Well, I mean, if Katrina taught us anything, it's that no one gives a shit about Louisiana except for the people, those of us that live near it, because the government certainly doesn't care. So if you dumped your trash there, it's not like anybody would come in and take action to stop it from happening. Except for the people of Louisiana, and then you got to deal with a bunch of fucking crazy knife-wielding Cajuns that will be all up in y'all shit. You don't want to fuck with them, man. Yeah. Maybe Mississippi. Dump it there. Oh, no, because they got some really nice...
There's some nice places in Mississippi. Although, I did warn you, there is a chunky Mississippi. If you ever get the opportunity, skip it. Unless you just want to be one of those people that's like, I went to chunky Mississippi. It's like, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, the whole thing is just fucking stupid.
It's like saying you're from Henderson and thinking that's a good thing.
Yeah, right? But it's just, what gets me is they're like, environmentalists, and it's like, no, I'm an environmentalist, and I know that it's an effective way to...
She will save the whales, you motherfuckers. You watch out.
Fuck yeah. But I know it's an effective way to create electricity without using fossil fuels and to dispose of waste products, which we should be cutting down on if you care about the environment. Cut down, minimize your impact.
I'm gonna snap that just because we need to have the more you know sound.
Yeah.
I feel like we just learned something. All of us just learned something. Welcome.
So if you're an environmentalist, then surely there are better uses of your time than fucking landfills, which can actually be helpful.
Yeah, I would think so, but based on what's happening right now, I'm not entirely sure we're both right about that.
Yeah, definitely. But it's the same with every sort of activist, fucking look at vegans. They're just like, I don't want to harm a living animal ever. I will not eat it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to promote, inhumane butchering practices and things like that. And it's like, okay, that's fair enough. But by only eating vegan food, only eating vegetables and things like that, you're still having a massive impact.
Yeah,
you're
that's
still
true.
exploiting.
That's
You're
true.
exploiting the shit out of human labor. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't think of that. I mean, not that I'm a granola bitch, because I think they're all stupid and withering away. I feel like they're ending their own race, though, so it's kind of funny. It's like, you just got a cold and you're like sickly now. Like, not that a cold is fun for anybody. I'm sick all the time, and I'm not making fun of sick people by any stretch, but I'm making fun of granola moms, because it's like, you've just done that to yourself. Like, you're eating so healthy that your body rejects, like, red meat, and it can't handle salmon, so I can't trust you anymore. It's like, how do I know if you're how do I know you're not a cyborg? I really have to check that box in my mind now with everything that's happened. I have a fucking bionic leg, so it's possible. It's fucking possible.
I wish I had a bionic leg. That'd be awesome.
It is awesome. I can fucking just clock the fuck out of it. Nobody can even tell it's there. I got the best surgeon, because I was still modeling at the time, and so I got the best surgeon that money could afford. It was not covered by my insurance, and at the time I was like, I told my ex-husband who had to pay for it, I was like, I'm doing this. This is the guy. He's gonna make my leg look like nothing ever happened to it, and that's the way I want it. And sure as shit, pop works like a charm. Doom.
Nice.
So sometimes orthopedic surgeons are the shit, and sometimes they make your life shit. So you have to be careful with who you go with.
That's so weird. I couldn't imagine like shopping for a doctor like that.
Well, I don't doctor shop per se. I mean, I'm not pill popping or anything like that. That's usually the term that people use. But like, no, I feel like I looked at his work. I'm so fucking stupid and such a nerd. I like looked at his previous work to make sure that the scarring would be super minimal, because when you're getting a huge knee replacement as a 23-year-old woman, yeah, it embarrasses you. Or it did me, especially since a lot of my income was modeling. So it's like, I didn't want to lose jobs, because they won't edit that out. It's considered a personality thing. So, like, it's
weird.
A character. We don't do it in editing for professional photography either. It's considered something unique to you. Like, if you have a birthmark, I wouldn't remove it. If you have, like, a freckle on your face, I would, unless you ask for me to remove it, you're not supposed to remove it. And with print catalogs, this actually came up. Oh, here's a little news story for you. So, there was a model recently who was in a very serious accident. And because they do retouch photos, but they won't retouch things that are like that extensive and like scarring. And so she's all bent out of shape and she's suing the guy that injured her, because basically the damage is very noticeable and she's got to live with it the rest of her life, and it's affecting her career and the editors, and I'm sure it'll affect her income, especially if they're not going to edit it out. And she looked one way for a very long time, and it's hard to make your name, and you know, like after the fact when you've already got a certain look. It's very difficult work to do. It's called a changeover, and it almost never happens. Like, for you to get injured after and still be as popular as you were beforehand, it's very difficult to stay in that industry. It's too cutthroat.
See, I couldn't handle something like that, man. I'm too mellow.
Heidi Klum has her legs insured for like $4 million.
Like, that's so weird.
By
I don't know.
by Lords of London or something. Lloyds of London? What is it? Fucking
Lloyds of London,
yeah. I was going to say that first, but it sounded too like garage, like American garage. Lloyds.
I just couldn't imagine, like, thinking of my body parts that way as possessions, you know?
I do. These are my girls. We hang out together. Love them. They're always there for me. You know, just whenever I need them.
Oh, God. Oh, sorry.
Let's see.
Hold on, snap that. It's off the coast of the Minnesota Key.
Minnesota Key. That doesn't even. Oh, that's far fucking away from me. Yeah, I'll never go down there. I'll be in the Bahamas before I'll fucking stop there. Yeah, no.
Is it like a shit place or something?
It's just it is literally like a tiny little fucking. It's like it's not very big. Like I don't know if you can even. Yeah, I think you can access it without a ferry, like a car ferry.
A car ferry?
Yeah, like where you drive your car onto the ferry and it drives you to the location, or it
I thought you meant like if you wreck your car and then you put the wrecked car under your pillow, then at night the car ferry will come and put a new car.
That would be dope. Can we get a car ferry? Motion to car ferry. Car ferry. Hashtag car ferry. I love it.
It gets me, like, because they obviously examined the jawbone and there were teeth attached to it. There were molars attached to it. And they were like, it's so worn down.
I would scream and suffocate myself in the water if I ever came across it. Seriously. Even if it was, like, ancient, I would be like, and I would die.
Yeah, but you should expect that going into the ocean. Like, loads of people have died in the ocean.
Yeah, but, like,
they
so
just don't
close.
find them.
It's like, get away, die over there. Like, hundreds of years ago. Just a couple grand years ago.
Die over there. That should go on a coffee mug.
Die over
there.
Hashtag shade.
But what got me is, like, they look at it and they're like, due to the type of wear and tear, you know, they're
wear
able to
and tear. I love that.
Yeah, they're able
tear.
to sort of date how old the teeth are, and they ate rougher things than we eat today. So how the fuck come they can live off of twigs and shit, and their teeth get completely worn down, and it's fine? But, like, if we eat a fucking Dorito the wrong way, with all our modern technology, we're in there getting fucking fillings and crowns and all sorts.
Oh, man. You know, it makes me uncomfortable that I could just be swimming randomly, but then I can't be because it's like I established, I don't go to that particular area that's way south. I mean, you might as well go to another country or the Bahamas.
Oh, dude, it sounds kind of awesome.
Are the Bahamas part of the U.S.? See, this is the geography thing that everybody's going to laugh at. I'm horrible with geography. I don't know who owns what, guys.
I thought,
like
I don't know this
moron.
either. I don't know this either, but I've heard that the Bahamas, like, part of it is owned by, like, a few of them are owned by the States, and a few of them are owned by
I thought so.
England.
I thought we kind of, because you don't need a passport. That's why I thought that.
Yeah.
Or you didn't.
They're not even.
5
are they?
Or 6 years ago.
Why don't people move there? Like, everybody's like, oh, I want to go on vacation to the Bahamas, and it's like, people live there. You can go there and, like, get a job and just live there, you know, if you want.
I mean, I would live there because it seems like it's dead as shit when there aren't tourists there. I mean, it seems like that's the whole livelihood of the entire island. It's like, that's it.
Yeah, but that's great, because it's just like isolated beach in tropical paradise.
I didn't think of it that way, but yeah,
you
you're
just
right.
toke up, fucking kick back, hide in your house during tourist season, and then when they fuck off home.
I've been thinking about, since we had our chat about happy places, I have 2 new ones. So one of them is one of those above water cabins in Bora Bora, or wherever those crystal clear water things are with the see-through.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever seen those?
Yeah,
they're like,
those are nice.
They're magical, but you'll never be able to afford to go to it. So.
Oh god, yeah, like the Maldives.
Yes, exactly. And I also have, like, this fantasy in my life. I want to go to Greece at some point, and Italy, but I don't know that either of those will ever happen or I'll ever even get to Europe. So that's something that all of my friends who said that they were going to do it have either done it and or doing it for, like, the 3rd or 8th time, or they just... So I don't see it happening. But I say all of this.
It will.
I say all of this.
It'll happen.
Because my new favorite place is Bora Bora, with a see-through floor and a hammock above it, where I can just, like, rock back and forth and get a dope-ass tan and, like, see the fish. Because I love the water. I do. It's like...
Me too.
It's like I have a fetish for it. I need to be in it. I like pools, hot tubs, the ocean. I find it all very soothing.
Yeah. I do.
Showers. If it rains, I get super turned on. So like it's just a lot of different water related. I love drinking water.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You know how hard it is to find someone to skinny dip in the ocean with you at night.
Like impossible.
I found
I haven't found anyone.
loads of people.
I've offered.
I haven't either.
I've offered. It's
I haven't
never
either.
happened.
I've always done it on my own, and they'll like stay on the beach.
You're
I'm
like,
okay,
I
well, I'm
just
gonna
go anyway.
I'm going. You can go, or you can not go, but I'm fucking going. You know,
It's my
and nothing
water.
horrible has ever happened to me. It's fine.
You know, the thing is, okay, I have a slight amount of paranoia about it, and the only reason is
Jaws.
yes,
It's a Jaws
it
movie.
is the Jaws movie. It's that exact scene where he's like trolling up on that chick that's like swimming, you know, and then I forget I forget who dies first, if it's her or him, but like one of them is like, hello, and they're like already eating, and Jaws is like, no, she was delicious though, or he was. I don't know if he was into man meat or chick meat or chicken, or I don't know what he's doing.
You know, that never scared me in Jaws, but there was this movie called, like, Alligator or something like that from the 80s, and there was a scene where they were at a Halloween party, and there was a kid that was, like, the bullied kid, and they made him walk the plank in the swimming pool, and when he jumped in, there was obviously the giant alligator in there. That freaked me out so fucking bad for years. I was, like, I'm still paranoid about going into swimming pools at night, but I'm alright going to the ocean because of that one fucking movie.
No, yeah, and that's actually, I love being on the beach and like staring at the stars and think, I sound like such a chick. I like long walks on the beach. No, I don't want to walk on the beach. I want to be high and on the beach. But I have another affinity for astrophotography. So I have been chatting with our soon-to-be guest about this a lot because he does astrophotography and is phenomenal because he does everything. So, oh God, I hope he hears this episode and laughs a little bit. Hey, guy. Like, I won't call him by name, but anyway, so I'm very excited to help you with us.
We do not speak the name of guests before they appear on our show.
Well, truthfully, we don't speak the name. It's like, protect the name of the innocent, protect the name of the not-so-innocent. And I think we're in the not-so-innocent category. And I think we're all owning it. I don't think any of us are going to be bashful, because I don't foresee any of us being bashful as it is. So it's just going to be a free-for-all.
Hell yeah. That's the best kind of for all.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. It really is.
I hate those fucking expensive for alls. Jesus.
They're the most expensive. It's like, I thought this was going to be Dixie Cup free. Come on. Give me the complimentary Dixie Cup, bitches.
I miss Dixie Cups. I can't find them anywhere over here, and I'm like,
what do you guys take?
How am I supposed to rinse my
shots
toothpaste
out
out?
of?
They don't
I mean, do they have baby gel, or do they have, baby solo cups? Because that's a thing here.
Baby solo cups?
Yeah, they're like this big.
What is it?
They're like this big. They're like
that's adorable.
they're like shot glasses, yeah. Baby solo cups. They look like solo cups, the red solo cups, but they're for. They would be if you wanted to get a tiny Russian drunk.
Oh, I've seen those. I haven't seen those here, but I've seen those in the States. I just didn't know that's what they were called. Does it have a name?
Well, I don't.
I remember being super impressed with them though. It's just like, oh, look at
They're
it.
adorable. I mean, it's like, oh, I feel wrong and right all at the same time. It's adorable. It's like I have a giant.
Do you know? I'm gonna go ahead and assume right now that most of our listeners will be from the States. So you want to hear something funny? I get asked more about the red cups that we drink out at parties than anything else about the country, just about.
Well,
British people are just like, do they really have these keg parties? Do they really drink? Why do you all drink out of these red plastic cups? And I'm like, because they're cheap and they're disposable, and sometimes blue.
They're cheap and they're disposable, and sometimes blue. It sounds magical the way you say things sometimes. You said, what was it that you said the other day? It was almost like a jingle. I was like, I wish I had recorded her saying that. It would have been the opener to the show. Honestly, Lily is full of surprises. Today, you can't see her, but she looks gorgeous. She's like all done up, and she looks adorable, and she's got a new puppy. She's got that new mommy glow. She's doing great, everyone. And by the way, if you contribute to our Patreon, which is launching this week, if you contribute to our Patreon, which link in the show notes, I can't make this easier. Come on, just give it a little money. Just throw the tip. Come on, tip us. Tip us.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. If you contribute to the show in any sort of regular fashion, which we would super appreciate, it's okay if you just want to do it once. One and dones are alright, that's fine. But if you want to help us really grow this, we've got some very big dreams, and if you make those dreams come true, we will actually do this live.
Yes.
We will do this live, we will do this, we will schedule the time, we will get our recording studios set up to specifications and make all of your audio just like give you the eargasms you're expecting. That we really want to give you anyway.
I am so excited about that. I hope somebody does get the option to have a little session with us online so we can just kick it. That'd be so cool to meet a listener like that.
Yeah.
Smoke with them.
Yeah, I feel like, we've got some, that's the other thing about the Patreon. So if you don't know anything about Patreon, you contribute, and in return, there are rewards. And the more you contribute, the more rewards there are. We're going to be releasing exclusive content there, including us putting shows together, which shooting ideas back and forth could be their own shows, so that's why we're doing that. We're talking with our daddy show about some other things in process, and we are going to start banking some audio that maybe will result in some exclusive downloads, phone audio bites, where you guys can make our voices into your ringtones, and you can have us all day. Just bend us over and hear it all the time. Just like, that kind of thing. Sell it, because it does. What else do we need to get into today? God, we're always getting into shit.
I know,
so bad.
but I'll tell you what I'm gonna get into right now.
Yes, ma'am.
You got the audio ready?
Yeah, I can't be more ready.
Strain of the week.
Strain of the week. Oh, God. That is wait, hold on. That is my favorite audio clip. I love that.
Yes.
It's one of my...
So
it's
good.
Perfect. All right, go on.
I'm so proud of that.
It is. That
so
brought to you by
it.
Bongwater. Yep, that one was all her.
Well, I was originally going to do Jaffa Cake this week, but I got some lemon haze a couple of days ago, and holy shit,
I've never had that.
It is so strong. With lemon haze, it really comes down to how it's cured. If it's cured properly, I find it almost too strong. Like, we smoked the normal amount that we would smoke, and it was way too much, like to where you're kind of whiting out a bit. And then the next time we smoked, we halved the amount, and it was still too strong. So we halved that amount, and that seems to be doing all right. But I mean, it's some one-hit shit.
Explain what happens. Explain and warn. And be like a little PSA, because this could be serious. If you're the one going, oh, put the brakes on, I'm like, oh, whoa.
Yeah. Okay, when you get too high, and it's a creeper.
Oh, that's the most dangerous of weeds.
Yeah,
Strains.
Creepers.
I'm sorry.
Being a creeper and being as strong as it is, as we know now, because I did it just like 2 days ago, it's really easy to have too much. When you smoke too much weed, obviously, calm down, because pot's not dangerous.
Yeah, don't be one of those guys that makes us look bad and like goes to the hospital like an idiot. Just stop.
You don't need to go to the hospital.
Just stop. Just go to bed. Stop. Someone told me, I'm allergic to weed. Fuck off. No, you're not. Shut up. No, you're not. You're just paranoid, you idiot.
Alright, if you get too high and you feel like... A lot of people just get sleepy and they just pass out. Some people get anxious or feel a bit sick or feel a bit just bleh, if that happens to you, it's not dangerous.
It's a big
You're not
if.
physically in any danger. So get as comfortable as you can. Put on your favorite flu movie. You know that one movie that you want to watch when you're really fucking sick? That just brings you comfort?
Yeah,
Put
I have
that
two
on.
of those. Yep.
Yeah. One of mine's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Something about it, man.
I like Cruel Intentions. I like Cruel Intentions.
That like just shows our personality differences so much.
I like that dark. I'm gonna fucking get her. I like that prey kind of. It's one of my favorite movies. Just for that, I don't find a lot of elements in movies where there's like the sexual predatory element that's not really rapey. It's just like there's a lot of subtlety there and a lot of build up, and I like that. I like build up.
Yeah. Build-up is a good thing.
It's so important.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. Have a snack, drink some juice or some water.
You're such a good mom.
Just breathe. Just lay down and relax, and know that it will pass in like 20 minutes at the most. You know, you're not gonna feel like that for long. So just give it a minute, and you'll be all right. But yeah, so back to Lemon Hills. Sorry about that. That was my school alarm.
Oh, but they're not at school, are they?
No. We're snowed in.
Yep.
I forgot to turn my alarm off.
Speaking of, yeah, it looks like a magical winter wonderland. But anyway, back to more important things.
It does. It's got a 4.0 rating on WikiLeaf. Yeah. It is a sativa. Its parents, it's a hybrid, silver haze and lemon skunk.
Oh, that sounds dope. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Pun intended.
It's really nice. It's incredibly strong, but man, the smell.
All right, well, that's where I'm putting the.
Gorgeous.
Finish him.
Finish him. Like when it's like really strong and pungent. Oh.
Yeah. The nugs are pretty densely packed, and they're really sticky. So if you're breaking it up by hand, you know, it's going to be a pain in the ass. It's going to be sticky and bendy and stuff like that.
Do you see my face when you just said that? I was like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Like, it sounds like a good thing, but...
It's definitely a good thing.
Oh, man.
It's got this sort of mossy shade of green with nice sort of orange-red hairs in.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, so like it's like
very pretty.
It's like God, that makes me think of, I don't know, climbing a rock face or something. Just like muted and understated, but it gets the job done.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and the smell is so good. Like that.
Does it smell like lemons?
It really does. It really has a citrusy smell to it.
Oh,
and it's quite strong.
Smells. I love citrus drinks. Ugh, I love them. I don't actually really drink orange juice, but I like water infused with any sort of citrus, and blueberries especially. Antioxidants, get them. Everybody needs to stay healthy. While we're being unhealthy in the mind, you have to be healthy in the body.
Absolutely. Obviously, it's a high energy bud. So if you smoke it late at night, if you're not already super exhausted, if you smoke it late at night, you will get a little energy burst, and you won't be able to get to sleep right away.
But you might get to bite your
it's actually fantastic to fuck
say
on.
You, Ben. Say you.
It is fantastic for sex. It really,
I feel like
really
most
is.
Are. I like them all.
Most are.
For that.
Yeah.
There's only one. Wait, which
one
was it? Girl Scout cookies, like the
Girl Scout.
Yeah,
cookies.
that one. It does. I'm just like, man. I don't feel any different. It doesn't do anything for me.
Oh man, this stuff is really good for it. Also, really good for moderate stress and depression.
Okay.
It can help with ADD because it helps. It's obviously all weed kind of slows you down a bit, but it also focuses you. So you're able to concentrate more on whatever shit you're trying to get done. So it's a good one to have a wake and bake if you've got shit to do in the day.
Yeah, I'm about that life because I have so much to accomplish. I have to run this ship show.
Absolutely. And it's really smooth, too. Like, it almost surprises you how strong it is because it's got such a... I mean, it's not a mild taste. It's a really delicious taste. But it's not harsh. It's easy to smoke. So when you smoke it, you're just like, man, puffing along.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you're on your ass.
How much of it, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So salute to you, Lemon Haze.
Hello.
Gorgeous thing. On average, 18% THC content. The average sativa only has 13.
Depending on how willing your grower is to do his homework.
Yeah. Also, incredibly good for chronic pain.
Oh, that's my bitch right there, then.
Yeah, this is one, and nausea as well. So
that's my other problem.
For cancer patients or anybody like that that's undergoing treatments that make you regularly nauseous, or if you just have... I try to be honest about who I am to a certain extent out here, because let's face it, there are people who are listening who may be as damaged as we are and might be going through a rough time, and I'm just here to tell you that I'm not exactly what I would refer to as a success story per se, but, you know, even though it gets worse, as we say very often, you know, we're supportive of your marijuana use, and and the more you use of it, the happier you could be. I certainly advocate for medical marijuana. I feel like there is a place for it, but, you know, for people who just want to get high, it's like, fuck it, why not? I don't see the problem. Yeah.
I really don't see the problem.
I'm sorry, but if you're a grown-ass adult, you should be able to put whatever you want. I truly believe you should be able to do whatever you want with your body.
Yeah, like,
if you want to
people are like,
smoke weed.
The war on drugs starts with weed. It's like, no, it doesn't. No, it
fucking doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, weed is the miracle drug. God knew what he was doing on that one, and it's a fine thing that he did. So let's not keep acting like it isn't the gift it is.
Yeah,
I'm not even really religious, by the way. I should go out by saying that. I say God as if I'm like praying at night. I should probably. My mom would definitely appreciate that.
I think it's almost a class issue. People like to look down on drug users, and you see it even within the drug communities. Yeah, they smoke weed, but at least he doesn't do heroin. Yeah, he does a heroin, but at least he doesn't smoke crack. Yeah, he smokes crack, but at least he doesn't inject battery acid into his scrotum. I mean, it just goes, you know, and I'm saying like, if you want.
I'm sorry, that was hilarious. Immediately I got an image of, have you ever seen the movie where old boy charges his tongue to stay alive? He's that British bloke, God, what is his name? Fuck. He was in The Transporter. Yeah, do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking. Jason
Statham. He was in Crank.
Yes.
Okay. Immediately when you were
Snatch.
like, when you said that, immediately that was the image I had. I had an image of him injecting his scrotum. Yeah.
Why Jason Statham?
Because he did fucking use. He electrocuted his own tongue with jumper cables. I mean, I really don't think it's beyond him.
That is true. But yeah, it comes down to class and people's need to feel like they're better than somebody else. If somebody wants
I'll tell you, jumper cables to the tongue is classy. If your face doesn't blow up. It's like,
that's foreplay. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
She's like, that was my last Friday night. I see no problem here.
If you want to be a junkie,
if you
educate everyone on drugs, and they still decide I'd like to do heroin, that's their fucking choice and not my problem. Yeah.
Right. Yep. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to steer your fucking ship. I got my own shit going.
Right. And if you don't, awesome. Do that. Do your thing that you're doing. You know, fucking hell.
Yeah, I get chewed on a regular basis for all the shit I'm not. I don't need to hear about the shit you're not. I already know what you're not. I don't need to tell you that, though. You can figure that all out on your own. If you ask me, that's a different thing. I'll definitely be honest, so don't ask.
Yeah. But yeah, so ranting aside, that was this week's Strain of the Week. Join me next week. Next week, I'm going to be talking about green crack.
Green crack. All right.
Oh, yes.
Perfect. Love it. Well, I think this is as good a time as any to wrap things up for the day. I feel like we had a great show.
I do, yeah. I think I enjoyed myself.
So,
and I'm serious about that calendar. I'm bringing that out at some point.
She's doing calendar.
When we do
we're
merch.
doing shirts. There's gonna be. We've got talks about doing a tour. So, but none of this is going. None of this is gonna happen if you don't contribute to our Patreon. So check the show notes. Link there. Make sure you subscribe to the show because now we're live. You're staring at that ass. So get used to spanking it and listening every week.
And if you donate to our Patreon account, we will send you a picture of our butt crack.
Oh, that's quite a gift. That's quite an offer. I'll have to check that with management and get back to you. I don't know if I can. Well, we'll have to see.
We'd probably make more if we did cleavage shots, really.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves tits. I love boobies. They're amazing.
Everyone loves boobs.
All right. For now, this has been Shade and the amazing Lily Bongwater. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Thank you for joining us on Daddy Issues, brought to you by the Damaged Goods Network.